Hi, I'm Alex Broadbent. I'm a philosopher of science at the University of Johannesburg. Came across philosophy when I was 17, and ever since then I've really wanted to be a philosophy academic. My grandfather was also an academic, and I guess that's influenced me to some extent. My own idea about what philosophy is it's the study of questions that you can't settle by appeal to empirical evidence. So you can't go out and find the answer to a philosophical question. I work particularly on the philosophy of epidemiology. This is a new field. Epidemiology is the science that studies the spread of diseases in populations. So, for example, epidemiology identified the link between smoking and lung cancer, or between diet and exercise on the one hand and heart disease on the other. So the work that my NRF award particularly relates to, one is my work on the philosophy of epidemiology, which, as I say, is a new field, something that hasn't really been pulled together before. But more generally, there's an underlying theme to my work, which is the nature of causation. One of the challenges that any philosopher has to face during their career is explaining to his or herself why they do what they do and why other people should support them in doing what they do. Why the government and why society should have philosophers. That, I think, is something that any self-respecting philosopher has to face up to at some point during the course of his or her career. So the way that I see the future for philosophy of science is really in helping people who are not themselves scientists understand science and scientific evidence. I do what I do because I really enjoy thinking about these sorts of questions, but also because I enjoy talking to people about them. A big part of that, of course, is teaching. I just really enjoy explaining things to people and having things explained to me. I guess I'm one of these very lucky people who's able to honestly say that I do what I do because I enjoy it. My most recent project has been this book, Philosophy of Epidemiology. You can see there it's dedicated to my grandfather in memory of JBV. Philosophy of Epidemiology was the name of a grant I had from the NRF in 2011, a Blue Skies grant, and this book really comes out of that. I'd like to thank the NRF for supporting my research. It's really had a huge effect on my work. And I'd also suppose I'd like to say that I think the NRF does a very good job of supporting research. The highlight of my career, I hope, lies in the future. I'm still a young researcher. I'd really like to be able to realize this dream of doing proper philosophy, hard, rigorous philosophy, but having it have some kind of actual effect on the society in which I'm doing it. I'm thankful to my colleagues and my students as well, in particular, particularly my graduate students, also my undergraduate students. Conversations with graduate students provide an enormous amount of inspiration and new ideas, so it really is a two-way process. You teach them, but they're also teaching you, and I'm very thankful to them for that.
So that's Professor Alex Broadbent, a man with joys to think, and also talking about it. And again, amazing how the students just seem to understand everything that's explained in the video. Fantastic. Right, our third and last awardee in the